Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Trenny and C. He's Trenny, I'm C, and we're here to talk about regular old boring Bulleit bourbon. Just kidding! 10-year-old Bulleit bourbon.
Yay!
Regular's not that boring.
No.
Sorry. It's 10-year-old.
Trenny and C, drinking whiskey, describing all the flavors for you and me. Irish, Scotch, bourbon, and rye. If they like a bottle, they'll tell you why. Okay, we have 10-year-old Bulleit bourbon, small batch, bottled at, where is it here? 45.6% alcohol.
Which, I'll add, is not very different from the regular Bulleit bourbon, which I think is like 45.2 or 45.
Yeah, something like that. So it's just
There's nothing really special about that.
Percentage higher, no biggie. Anyway, let's pour a glass. It's kind of a nice looking bottle, I gotta say. I don't mind the look of it. It looks kind of old school.
You know what I don't like? I don't like labels that are printed on paper. Like I don't like Basil Hayden, for example, it's a paper label, and this is a paper. The bottle is exactly the same as regular Bulleit bourbon. Like you know how like Jack Daniel's, every bottle is different. Like Gentleman Jack is different, single barrel is different than the regular. I kind of like that. It's just the gimmicky part of me says I want to put a different looking bottle in my cupboard.
In your cupboard, yeah, fair enough. I do like the what do you call that?
Embossing,
the raised glass with the words on it. I don't know. Anyways, so when we rate a whiskey, we always talk about the color, the nose, taste, finish, and viscosity. So I guess we might as well start right away with the color. The color on this guy, I personally really am digging the color. It's a little bit darker.
This is definitely darker than regular Bulleit.
Mm-hmm.
It's got more of a brown. I almost feel like the regular Bulleit's a bit more red.
Yeah,
it's a bit reddy.
Yeah, so I think with it being 10 years old, the color gets sucked into the spirit a lot more in the
aging process.
The aging process definitely has an impact on the color of this guy. All right, moving on to nose.
So I was talking to Trenny earlier. We had a little pre-tasting when we did our CNTFV scale.
Mm-hmm.
We did a pre-tasting, and one of the things for me was that I just kept getting different stuff out of the nose. Like I was pulling a different flavor after another. And that's a, and which doesn't always happen. Like sometimes you're just like, honey, that's just caramel, that's fruit or something. But this was like, I was like medicine. It was like kind of cough syrupy, and then it's like organic maple syrup, like not like the Aunt Jemima like fake stuff, but like so when you get a real Canadian maple syrup.
Yeah. And
then it was like just kind of straight alcohol, and then it was like oak, and then it was like licorice, like black licorice.
Yeah.
Like,
so
it was like a never ending.
So it's a pretty complex nose.
I guess that's
right.
It's
like,
got shut up. Yeah.
It's got a lot of different things to it. So now that having said that. Sometimes, when you're rating a whiskey, sometimes the nose is actually better than the taste. But a lot of the time, the taste will reflect what you're smelling, and it's all good. But
sometimes you don't smell things you like, though.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, I don't necessarily like black licorice.
Yeah. Or I personally get like an Elmer's glue, which every kid ate it when they were young, so it's edible.
It's not that bad.
It's not that bad, but. Yeah, it's like that slight medicinal kind of smell to it. Obviously, there's the sugar and honey thing that most bourbons have. Because, this guy, I'm guessing, has a really high rye mash bill to it.
With all the spice that's going on in this bottle, it's got to be like, I'm exaggerating, but it's got to be like 49% rye. That's how I feel.
Yeah, maybe. Could be. I also kind of get like cedar, like a cedar kind of smell to it, which is a great smell, like a sauna. I love that smell. Anyway, let's move on to taste.
struck by spice.
Yeah, it's definitely spicy. It's
like almost like peppery.
Yeah, pepper
up front, and like I'm getting leather, maybe a
bit of that smoke.
Yeah,
a little bit
smoke for sure.
The char, I guess it would be.
Char for sure. Yeah, that you can taste. You can taste like it tastes like not. That sounds terrible, but it tastes like fire almost. You know, like not fire, but like charcoal. It's very charcoaly.
So one thing, having said that, we kind of noticed, especially for myself, personal opinion, adding more water than you think you would to a high rye content whiskey. I
mellows
find
it out.
It makes it like opens the flavors quite a bit more, makes it a little sweeter,
but it smooths it. It's smooth. It mellows the spice and just smooths it out.
Dulls that pepper kind of thing.
Kick, yeah.
So I'm gonna actually add some water here and maybe a bit more than I normally do.
Hey, hit me up.
Yeah, about the same.
Yeah, for sure.
There we go. Cool.
Where are we?
I think we did taste.
We did taste. Finish.
But just adding that water, it really does mellow it out, and it doesn't. So I don't know if C mentioned the medicinal kind of quality that this has, but I
coughed.
Yeah, it's got this medicinal quality to it that not everybody would be into. It's an experience. Let me put it that way. You gotta try it to know what we're talking about.
And the finish remains like kind of consistent with the whole smoke, leather, char, spice, all of those kind of flavors.
Sweet
remain.
Disinfectant.
Yeah. Yeah.
Kind of like a lemon Lysol. So, and one thing I do gotta say is on the finish. If we've moved on to finish, I get this, and we're making this sound terrible. I think maybe, but I do get this sensation after it's kind of dried out and everything that I've smoked a cigarette. And that's there's a lot of smokers in the world, so maybe obviously it's got something to it. But for me personally, I usually want to rinse my mouth out after I've had a cigarette.
So I guess the thing about it is that we're emphasizing is those smoky, char, spicy flavors. If that's your thing, like you'll love it.
Mm-hmm.
I guess it's just not necessarily something that I'm looking for in a expensive, let's call it bourbon. I mean, medium expensive, but you're paying another 30% more than regular Bulleit bourbon for this one, and I'm not getting the value for the money myself. But somebody that's into those flavors might be their favorite. It could quite possibly be their favorite bourbon.
One thing to mention though, since obviously we haven't had a lot of this, so this is semi first tastings. Freshly cracked bottle, but I have had a bottle of the Bulleit Rye before, and it was the same kind of thing where it was a little bit too spicy and a little bit too just in your face. And as the bottle went down and that air got to the spirit, it ended up being a pretty damn good rye. So we'll have to see. So we don't write this off by any means. It's not a bad whiskey.
And like regular Bulleit bourbon goes really well in mixed drinks.
Yep.
And I'm not talking about like cola mixed drinks. I'm talking about the Manhattans,
like
the old fashions.
Yeah.
Like good cocktails,
Yeah.
like an old fashioned, a little bit of spice in there and whatnot. But I'm not going to spend that extra amount of money to do it. Like I can do it with regular Bulleit bourbon. Mm-hmm. So I guess I'm overemphasizing my not so strong feelings for this.
So I guess we've kind of talked about everything besides viscosity. It's pretty average, I'd say. It's it's a little bit syrupy in the glass. It's the mouthfeel is medium weight to it, but again, that finish and viscosity together, I get that cigarette thing. Sounds bad, but anyway,
we're not getting sponsored by Bulleit bourbon.
No, probably not.
Not this season, anyway.
Hey. Prove us wrong, you guys.
Yeah.
Prove us wrong, boy.
Send us a Gmail
Yeah, right here.
Or here, or wherever it is. It's on the side.
Yeah.
No, it's down here.
Okay.
Send us a Gmail. Tell us how wrong we are and how much you love it. Because there's got to be somebody out there that this is their favorite bourbon, and that's fine.
Well, this bourbon sells pretty well.
And that's the thing. It blew off the shelves when I went in there. They were telling me that they got the second batch. The first batch had blown off the shelves, and that's cool.
Mm-hmm. When I first started, like about 6-7 years ago, started buying bourbon, I started with this one. Well, the regular Bulleit, and I think because I didn't know any better, I just thought maybe that's what bourbon was like, and it wasn't. I liked it and I drank it, but I was also mixing it with different things. But there's obviously, say like Buffalo Trace, it's about the same price range as the regular Bulleit. I think they're completely different bourbons.
Oh, for sure.
Completely.
They're both on the not sweet as the primary flavor, but completely different beyond that.
Yeah. Okay, so let's just go into our score. We've tallied it up, and I gave it a 19.86.
Which is pretty low for us. Like most bourbons, we were ending up in that 20 to 24 scale, 26 even.
Yeah, I rarely crack lower than 20.
Yeah.
So I might be being a little harsh on this. So again, we'll have to drink some more and see what it tastes like down here in a couple of weeks' time. Who knows? We might have to do a re-review. That would be a good idea. Anyway, C gave it a 22.75, and we averaged those together.
But I want to say that the reason I got it at the 22 plus was because I gave it heavy points for the nose because of the nose complexity. Mm-hmm. I didn't necessarily love the flavors that were in the nose, but I kept just bam, 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 different stuff out of the nose. So that did impress me.
Yeah,
that did impress me. So I gave it some extra points, and nose has a higher weight than some of our other categories, so it kind of bolstered up the score for me. It doesn't necessarily reflect my feelings for it. My feelings are more in that 19 range, but I'm impressed by the nose. Yeah. I am impressed. Respect.
Yeah, respect. So the average combined was 21.30. So
not for the price, 21.
Yeah.
No, for the price, you should be in that 24 plus range.
Yeah, absolutely. So, having said all that, we live in a part of the world that alcohol is very expensive, so you could potentially be getting this for much cheaper in other parts of the world. And in that case, why not try it out for yourself and let us know what you think?
We're not going to not drink it.
I mean, it's going to get drunk.
We're going to drink it.
Yeah. So. And we rarely mix it with Coke or anything like that.
We're not mixing it with anything.
Drinking it. It's going to be good. I'm excited.
And maybe, like you said earlier, maybe we'll re-review it down here.
Yeah.
And maybe we'll be like, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Tom Bulleit. Please come and...
I wonder if Tom Bulleit's alive. We don't know this yet.
So I think he is.
Is he alive?
Yeah. I think Tom Bulleit's just fine.
Prove us wrong, Tom Bulleit. Send us a
free case.
Okay. Anyways, thanks for watching. Cheers. This has been the Bulleit 10-year-old, and we'll hopefully join us again for something different.
And C goes this way.
Yeah.
On those videos.
Trenny and C.